Hi, I'm John McAuliffe, Chief Marketing Officer of VFM Leonardo, and welcome to the VTV channel. VTV is a weekly series of interviews with industry experts on the latest topics in travel e-business, and specifically online merchandising practices that help hoteliers extract more value out of their online presence. As always, we encourage you to email us at vtv@vfmleonardo.com to suggest topics that you would like us to cover in future episodes. Today, I'm joined by Francois Mourier, founder and CEO of RevPAR Guru. RevPAR Guru's yield dynamic price engine is an integrated revenue management and pricing solution for the hotel industry. Jean-Francois's background is in finance, pricing and technology, and revenue management. Jean-Francois, thank you for joining us on VTV and welcome.
Thank you very much, John, for the opportunity.
Jean-Francois, we're talking about how hotels can optimize their conversions by differentiating themselves online. Today, specifically, we'd like to talk about the role of reviews, or guest reviews, if you will, in optimizing conversions. It's no secret that guests are inevitably going to post reviews about a hotel online. And as all hoteliers have probably experienced, some of these are good, some of them are bad, and some of them are somewhere in between. Many hoteliers struggle with how to deal with guest reviews. From the studies I've read, it seems that although reading reviews has become a part of the travel planning process, they aren't as influential on booking decisions as other factors, particularly visual content. Jean-Francois, what is your opinion on the impact reviews have on hotel booking decisions?
I would say a pretty big impact. Actually, what we found is that most of the time, in a couple, the person that is going to be booking is going to be the wife, and the wife is particularly, that is looking in all the details. Whether there's going to be a spa, whether there's going to be, the location, how it's going to look, and etc. And one of the things that they look at is whether they're going to have an enjoyable time in this resort. Obviously, if the reviews from the consumers are very bad, she's probably or most likely not going to book that specific hotel. So the reviews do have an impact, and I think hoteliers should really look at the reviews and take it not as a critique, but more as a gift.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean by as a gift?
Well, it's a gift because the consumer took the time to actually inform the hotel what is wrong with the hotel. Now, in some instances, you're going to have consumers who are going to come very tired and they miss their flight and they're going to be in a bad mood no matter what, and they're going to write a bad review no matter what. But you do have the majority of the reviews that actually indicate and give you some information. And by this is very important because you need to note, and the hoteliers need to actually do the work and look at these reviews and take this as an information on what they need to do to fix and to improve their hotel and to improve their service. At the end of the day, we're in the service industry, so we should know and we should learn from our consumers what we do wrong. And actually, a lot of these reviews are genuine and they teach us something.
Certainly, hoteliers can use reviews for their operational issues and to fix problems. And I'm not sure that we'd get an argument from a hotelier that would say that that wasn't a good way of fixing what they could fix. But from a sales and marketing perspective, I've spoken to many hoteliers who don't like to use reviews on their website or promote their TripAdvisor rating because they're afraid of getting bad reviews and having those reviews read by consumers. How do you respond to these people?
Well, when I used to work at different hotels, we took actually, instead of having a reactive action, we took the proactive action to go back to the consumer and publicly go back on TripAdvisor and write a counter to the problems. It's a little bit like, right now in the news you have this Toyota problem, and Toyota now is being basically killed because they basically have or trying to have their eyes wide shut. If you do so, you're going to be killed by consumers. The best action to do is you come to the fore and you react and you actually talk to the consumers that actually were not very happy, and you take action. And that's the best way actually to take care of these reviews. You need to be proactive about it, and you need to be honest about it. And if you try to deny these reviews, it's not going to play in your favor in the long term. And in the long term, it's gonna hurt the hotel.
Jean-Francois, over the series of our last couple of episodes, we've talked about those different factors that can differentiate a hotel on something other than price point. We talked about how page position on OTAs impacts conversion, and we've talked about how richer visual content impacts conversion. Do reviews or those hotels that have more favorable reviews than bad reviews, does that impact, have you seen that quantitatively through your revenue management models? Have you seen how that impacts conversion online?
Well, some of the examples I would give you is some hotels who are, 4-star rated, and they have a review, let's say on Expedia, which has a review on 5. Different OTAs, they have a review on 10, but it's all the same, concept. They have a review of, let's say, 2 out of 5. They basically don't get booked, and so the impact is dramatic. Whereas the other hotels, which are 4 stars, they have a review of 4 to 4.5. When you have a review which is 4.2, 4.3, or 4.5, the difference is not going to be that massive. But if your reviews are 2.0 on Expedia, for instance, and the other guys who are on the same star rating, they have a 4 and a 4.5, I can guarantee you that your conversion is going to be much, much, much lower.
Right. So it certainly sounds like hoteliers need to focus not just on the revenue rates and the rates that they have available online, but they need to focus on a number of other factors that can help optimize their conversions online. Certainly, positive reviews that give them a much higher review rating is one of those factors. Visual content and having that content available to travel shoppers is a second. And as we talked about in our first episode with you, the page position, strategic page position, not just the first line item on the first page, is another factor that can help hoteliers extract more value out of their presence on OTAs over and above just lowering their prices.
That's correct. I mean, if I was to put an order of effects in terms of which is most effective and least effective, the number one thing that will be the most effective is basically increased supply. By this, like any economist, it's supply and demand. You increase the supply, you're going to get more people coming in. So that means get more OTAs. Sign with as many OTAs as possible. The other factor of signing with other OTAs is that you kind of blend in the margin. The margins of some of the OTAs is 25%, but a lot of them also have a margin, basically a price you have to pay of 15 or 10%. So by having more, you can blend in also the price that you pay, and you also increase the supply. Fact number 2, well, how good you look and how well you sell yourself. In other words, you need to really present yourself properly and not show your ugliest room, but of course, present yourself in the best possible light. And offer an atmosphere, and offer, a dream, but keep it within the reality, because, it's there. Every single place has its heart. Every single hotel have their story and their hearts. And number 3, the reviews. It's not something that you have to, keep your eyes on all the time, but I think, it's one of these balls you got to keep in the air to make sure that you don't have a review of 2 when all the other guys have a review of 4 and 4.5. So all of these factors come into play in this order, I believe.
Right. Jean-Francois, thank you very much for sharing your insights with us. Great information and knowledge for our audience to help extract more value out of their presence online. So we thank you for joining us and sharing with us.
Thank you very much, Sean. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
To all the viewers out there, be sure to post your comments on this episode of VTV and subscribe to our feed to receive more valuable insights from industry experts.